Well, Dave Rochelle, suicide is now the third leading cause of death for teenagers in America and second highest here in Kern County. Now Kern high schools are addressing the issue, trying harder than ever to keep your children and their students alive. Jaden Estrada was a normal 12-year-old girl. She was an athlete and an artist. She loved her family. But a year ago, she died by suicide. The loss nearly destroyed her mother, Leah.
The person that I was before Jaden passed away died that day. Like, I was completely shattered.
Jaden is one of many teenagers who died by her own hand. Teen suicide is a growing problem in our community.
I really wish she didn't have to leave either.
I went to North High School and spoke to Gina Alfaro, the director of guidance. She tells me just in her school, suicidal thoughts are extremely common.
I would say, we as counselors, we probably hear about it at least a few times a week.
Don't believe it? Last year in Kern County, 1/3 of teen deaths were suicides. The problem is getting teens to break through the stigma and understand they need help, and that's okay. But getting people to ask for help is tough, so at North High, they made Stars Speak Up a way for students, staff, or parents to anonymously call or email to make sure anyone gets the help they need.
It empowers them to report that, and that's been very, very successful.
While it's too late for programs like Stars Speak Up to save Jaden, her mother is proud local schools are making efforts to bring suicide awareness to their campuses.
It's a huge relief because I still have kids in that district, and I don't want any other parents to have to deal with this sort of loss.
And hopefully through suicide awareness and Stars Speak Up, more teenagers can be connected to the resources and help they need, ultimately saving young lives through nothing more than a little human kindness and an anonymous phone call. For you parents who don't think this could ever happen to your child, keep in mind 1 in 6 American teens admits to having seriously thought about committing suicide. So don't assume anything. As scary as it may be, the only way to know for sure is to ask your child directly. And if you can't ask them, call a teacher, a counselor, a therapist. Call someone who can ask that question. Live in studio tonight, Jeff Platt, Eyewitness News.
And suicide prevention starts with a conversation, but that conversation can be extremely difficult, as you can imagine, to start. So how do you approach a person who might be considering suicide? Eyewitness News is bringing you those answers. Tomorrow in a special Facebook Live, we'll be hosting a suicide prevention workshop. We'll show you the warning signs to look out for and how to ask those difficult questions. And an expert from Kern Behavioral Health and Recovery Services will be here to answer your questions. That's coming up tomorrow from 1:15 to 2:15 p.m. on the Bakersfield Now Facebook page.
And our Zero Suicide Initiative coverage continues tomorrow. Eyewitness News mornings on KBAK CBS. How animals are coming to the rescue of some folks struggling with their mental health. And an Eyewitness News at 5 on KBAK CBS. Suicide, the LGBT community, the challenges they face, and what's being done to make it better.
And as part of our effort to help with the Zero Suicide Initiative, we also want to provide people with access to resources. If you, a loved one, or a friend is having suicidal thoughts, or if you think they could harm themselves or others, you can call the Suicide Prevention Hotline. That number is 1-800-991-5272. They will help guide you to the best resources available.